Hey guys, so today's unboxing and review video is for Super Junior's Mamacita, the Japan version of the single, and this is just the regular CD version. So this CD consists of 4 tracks and it comes in a standard sized CD jewel case. This CD does come with photo cards, and there are 1 of 10 to get. I bought a whole bunch of copies, and so I pulled like lots of different members out of them, and I have the majority of them actually with me. I'm still missing, I have like 1 on the way, and then I'm still missing 2, but I'll show you those towards like the end of the video so you can see what those look like. But as with most Japanese singles, they are first press only. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that you need to know about the CD. So let's take a look at the packaging. So this is what the front of the CD looks like, and it just says Super Junior Mamacita Ayaya, and you have your picture of the band here, and obviously this is the first single that we have took back after he came back from doing his military service. So we have Hichol, Shindong, took, Enyuk, Shiwon, Donghae, Kyuan, Sungmin, Yaok and Kangin. And then obviously we have our obi strip, and it just says Super Junior Mamacita Ayaya, and the same there. And then on the back it just has Kangin, Hichol and Kyuan. And as with my obi strips, I always flatten them out, stick them inside so I don't lose them. So that is what the front looks like. And then onto the back we just have the picture of the band. So obviously Yaok, took, Shiwon, Kangin, Enyuk, Hichol, Shindong, Sungmin, Donghae and Kyuan. And then we have our track list in here. So we have 4 tracks. We have Mamacita, Ayaya, this is the Japanese version obviously. We have a new song on here called Lunar Eclipse. And then we have Mamacita, the Japanese instrumental version, and then Lunar Eclipse, the instrumental version. So that is pretty much everything that you get on the outside. So as for the inside, we have our CD here, and it just says Super Junior Mamacita Ayaya, and then our tracks down here. And then for our booklet, obviously front cover, paper advertisement, and then we have our lyrics here for Mamacita and for Lunar Eclipse, and obviously these are in Japanese. But like I say in my other videos, you know, Japanese singles are pretty much really simple in their packaging. You know, obviously you just get your single, your photo card and a really simple booklet. So that is pretty much everything that you get inside. So as I said at the beginning of my video, this does come with cards in the first press version of the single. And I have almost all of them. There are 3 that aren't here with me at the minute. 1 I have on the way, and then 2 I still need to get. But these are the ones I do have on hand. So we have Kyuan. I think it's absolutely adorable. This is actually, I have to say, one of my favourite Super Junior sets that they've ever released actually. And that's just what the back looks like. So that's Kyuan's, Donghae, took. I think this is adorable. Enyuk, Kangin. I actually was lucky enough to pull my like top 5 members like straight out, which is kind of cool. I'm missing Sungmin's one, which would kind of go there. And we have Hichol and Yaok, and I'm still missing Shiwon, and I have Shindong on the way. So that's pretty much, I really like this, like as a set. I really like this. It's like they just all kind of, you know, like with the Mamacita Korean cards, they kind of didn't feel like they melded as a set, whereas these kind of like do. So yeah, that's pretty much the cards. So as for a review, I absolutely love Mamacita as a song. I thought it was an absolutely great choice for a comeback song, and I think that was proved because it just did so well in like all the music shows and everything. I think as much as like Suju is very good at doing like their ballads, or they're good at doing like very sort of up-tempo songs, like the thing I love most about Super Junior, I think, is that they can still, even after all this time, they can still put like that element of like comedy in their songs, and I think you can definitely see that if you've seen the MV for Mamacita. It is just a whole video of just, you know, fun and like weirdness, and I think, you know, it kind of proves that, you know, after all this time they can still have fun, and they can still, you know, have a bit of a laugh, and they don't take things too seriously. And I think that, you know, there are some bands out there that do take themselves far too seriously, and Suju is like completely the opposite end of that. You know, they love taking the mick out of themselves, and I think they just kind of you know, they're just there making the kind of like the music that they want to, and that they think that, you know, their fans will like and stuff. I absolutely loved the choreography for this song. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I thought that the actual song in general was really catchy. I mean, especially that chorus. It's kind of somewhat simple, but it's just you know, that whole Mamacita Ayaya bit, you just get that in your head, and you just find yourself like singing it really randomly throughout the day and stuff. And like I said before, I absolutely love the photo cards for it. I think they are probably one of my, if not my actual favourite set that Suju has released, especially recently, just because they look, you know, I mean, they all look really handsome, and it just looks well as a set together. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I can say about it. So as usual, I'll leave a link down below to the blog post about this review, and as always, I hope this is informative, and thanks again for watching.